Yeah, hi guys, Peter back for yet another video. Here's another album review. This is another subscriber request, and it's an album from 1975. A really prominent album, I feel, from that time by Black Sabbath, Sabotage. It clocks in at about 43 minutes or so. 8 tracks. Of course, everyone knows the band. Ozzy Osbourne on vocals. You got Tony Iommi on guitar. You got bass. You got Geezer Butler and Bill Ward on the drums. This cover, a lot of people don't like it. I've heard. That's what I've heard. I actually love it. I think there's something about it, something mysterious about it. And they're on the back there. You can see them just looking through the mirror or something. You can see them there. But yeah, it's quite an interesting cover. It's quite colourful. I quite like it actually. Okay, but back to the album. 8 tracks. Apparently it's called they called it Sabotage because the band felt they were being sabotaged by their former management. So there's a lot of legal stuff going on and all that kind of stuff, you know. So that was a situation going on there. And the band were, you know, I guess in the midst of the drugs and alcohol and so on. So they really were, you know, fighting to make a really strong statement with this album. So we'll go through the tracks and I'll tell you what I think of them. Hole in the Sky opens things up, proceedings up. This is so catchy, it's not funny. It comes out of the gates heavy, fast. You got Ozzy. His vocals on this album are quite impressive. I like one of his best vocal albums, I would say. Probably this and Sabbath. I got pretty good vocals, but this album they're very upfront. They're very prominent in the mix of the album, and I quite like the way they recorded the vocals here and the album. Hole in the Sky, and then a catchy track. Very rocking, as is this whole album. It's quite a rocking album, but that's one of my favorites. I really love Hole in the Sky. Always did. I thought it's an excellent start to the album. Then you get Don't Start Too Late. That's just a bit of it comes and goes, basically 50 seconds. Tony Iommi, little nice acoustic work on the guitar. Very impressive, but it's sort of, it's just like waiting for the next track, basically, if you get what I mean. And, but yeah, it's nice enough. But a really good start there with Hole in the Sky and that little instrumental. Now, Symptom of the Universe. This is a cracking track. One of the best on the album. I'll tell you, there's a few other songs which will vie for that position for me. But the riff is infectious. I don't know how he came up with that riff, but it's amazing. Really rocking, really great rhythm to it. Just rocks along at a great pace. Ozzy suits the song to a T with the vocals. As I said, guys, the vocals are very much to the fore. And but the good thing about this song, I love how it changes. Suddenly you get a bit slowed down. Tony Iommi sounds like he's playing an acoustic guitar at the end, and it's very slowed down, and it feels a bit, what's the word? Trippy, I guess you could say. A bit trippy sounding music sort of thing. It's quite unusual, but it sort of goes. It sounds like another song in a way, but yeah, you guys know the part I'm talking about. But yeah, just a great track. Love that one. But I'd have to say the next track would be my favorite on the album. Although I love what's come before, Megalomania is just awesome. I forgot to say that Symptom of the Universe clocks in about 6.5 minutes, but Megalomania is like 9 minutes 40. It's pushing 10 minutes, something around that vicinity. This is a great track. The riff is just as good, in my opinion, as the main riff in this is just as good as the Symptom of the Universe riff. but it takes you on a journey. These songs are great. They take you on a journey. Again, his vocals are good. But yeah, it's such so catchy. The lyrics are great. I really love it. And yeah, and I feel on this track, Megalomania, which would be my favourite, I would say, on the album, it's a bit of a prog feel to it, though. Like they're stretching themselves musically. And that started to happen with them probably on the previous album, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, and maybe a little on Volume 4, I think. But that is a killer track. That is a wonderful track. Like if you're talking the vinyl, that you flip it over, the thrill of it all. Another catchy track. It goes off. It sounds like there's a synthesizer in the mix of the song, but it goes in another direction. This is the good thing about this album. You get it. You get the main riff, and then you get a couple of songs here and there that just take off in another direction, which is very inventive. And you could say that's a great song. It's a great song, but I'll say that. But it's you could say it's very inventive and quite. There's a bit of sophistication to this album. You know, there's they tried a few things on it and it's worked well. Now, Super Czar is quite creepy. It's an instrumental. Sounds creepy to me. I'm not a big instrumental guy, but I don't mind this. I wouldn't say it's my favorite thing on here, but I don't mind it. You know, it's okay for me. But then we got Am I Going Insane Radio? A bit of feels a little out of place on this album. It's not as rocking as the previous tracks. Feels a little bit out of place. It was the single. Didn't do much as a single. He sings it quite well, Ozzy. But yeah, it feels a little bit out of place, but I do quite enjoy it. It's got something about it. It is a bit sing-songy type of song. You can really get into it. It's got a catchy feel to it. Quite like it, although not my favorite. And ends with the writ, which this talks about their problems, the legal issues and so on, as you can see by the title, The Writ. But yeah, again, he rips out the vocal Ozzy in this one. This is quite a lengthy track also. And that's a great finish to the album. And then I think there is a little part at the end where, towards the end of the album, where a little snippet, it's only 20 seconds, something like that, very short, after the song ends, with Bill Ward singing Blow on a Jug or something. It's quite humorous, but yeah, that's sort of after the song, and you get that little bit extra, yeah, on the he's singing, just fooling around, so to speak. So that's the album. A great album. Is it their best with Ozzy? If it isn't, it's pretty close. Well, I will do another ranking one day, but yeah. So there you have it, guys. Out of 10, I'd have to probably give it full marks. Look, I could say 10, I could say 9.5 or 9, but you got the point. It's up there. Yeah. I don't want to. Sometimes I don't always like giving scores, but there you have it. It's up there. It's up there as one of their best. Favorite. I'll pick 3 favorites in order. How's that? I might go Megalomania. Hole in the Sky might go second, and Symptom of the Universe. But they're 3 good ones. But the whole album is pretty good. Now you might get the instrumentals, although good, might pull it down a little bit. But the actual songs are quite sensational. And yeah, so a thumbs up from me for this album. And definitely one of their best. And it's a bit on the. It's very unlike Paranoid or those early albums, the first album, or even Master of Ellie. It's very unlike that. It's got a proggy feel to it. It's got a very heavy feel to it, very heavy on the guitar. The vocals are up front, and it's quite a piece of work by the guys. Yeah, and from 1975, their 6th studio album, Sabotage. That's my review. Do you feel the same? You mightn't like it, you might. What are your favourite tracks? Comment, subscribe, all those things down below, guys. And I'll see you again for another video. It won't be too far away. And by the way, guys, check out another YouTuber. I've done a few videos with this guy. He's a lovely guy from Canada, Armando Venditti. We've collaborated on his channel. I've done 3 videos. He's about to put another one up. Have a look over there. You'll find me talking with him all things music. But check out his channel and subscribe there as well. Okay, it's bye for me for now. Go listen to Sabotage and Black Sabbath. All things Black Sabbath we'll talk about down below. Bye for now, guys. Bye.